What would Jesus do? So he had just got set free, and he's like on fire for Jesus and witnessing and sharing his faith. And then he gets into the military, and he's in his interview process. He goes through the interview, and he tells him, he says, look, but I'm going to do what Jesus would do. Now listen, you need to know this, and Eric can back this up. I am a patriot. Those of you that served your country and fought for my freedom, thank you. I would hug every one of you if I could. But there was something that happened into Dr. Campolo, and he said as he goes into and he gets his assignment, they said, you're going to drop bombs. He goes, I don't know if I can drop bombs. Can I do that? Because I'm a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. And he said this to his sergeant, I don't know. What would Jesus do? The sergeant goes, come on, Campolo, don't be stupid. Jesus wouldn't drop no bombs. What do? We do what Jesus tells us to do. Well, Rev Kev, you're getting politically dangerous. When did Christianity stop becoming dangerous? When did Christianity stop becoming politically dangerous? When did Christianity become safe? When did being an evangelical mean we're the laughing stock of the world? When did being a true devoted follower of Jesus Christ become more about making people happy and telling them how to be successful and have great marriages and have good psychology with their children? When did it become that? Christianity has always been dangerous. Jesus was dangerous. I love what Dr. Leonard Ravenhill said. We serve a bloody Savior, yet we are so clean in our brand new suits when we go to the house of the Lord. All right, I'm picking on y'all. I'm going to do something. Y'all know I love you. And again, next time I'm up at 4 o'clock, I'll call you. Oh, we'll call Dennis. That'll be fun. All right. Sorry, I know I'm driving Nick crazy, but it's what I do. Oh, by the way, the sun's gone. When Zach brought me, we drove around this neighborhood to get to this church. And I told Zach, I said, Zach, being a sociologist in heart, I know that most of the major problems in families are not the ghetto. Did y'all know this? Because ghetto, you're just trying to survive. I've done a lot of work in the Tulsa ghetto. It's worse than New Orleans. Worse than Lower Ninth. Going to Lower Ninth in a month. I've been in the Lower Ninth 3 times. Every time I go to the Lower Ninth, somebody comes to me and goes, but you's white. Maybe I'm overcompensating. I've been to the ghetto. It's survival. Guys, I love you, but you don't even have a clue what ghetto life is like. I promise you, it's a different culture, a different mentality. But what I was telling Zach is that neighborhood over there, that median house, starter house, all the teenage cars in the driveway, you can tell because they have dents in the left fender, like my daughter. That's where most of your abuse happens, sexually and physically. Now listen to this stat. That's where most of your meth parents live and have teenagers and children who are crying for someone to rescue them from the hellhole they call home. Right out that door. Pew. I love it, y'all going to Honduras and Peru. I love it. I mean, I'm a missions guy. I mean, I would not be flying home to a missions conference if I wasn't the missions guy. But what about there? What do they know FBC for? What's your rep? What do they know? I know you do angel food, which I kept telling Eric, that's great that you feed angels. It's a strange world in here. You do not want to be in there. What's your rep? What are you known as? We talked to the teenagers, Pastor, about, hey, stand up, go to school, be the kid that pulls the kid out of the locker and tells the rest of them to leave him alone. Girls know this. I was rough on them because I have 3. I said, girls, when the gossip starts and we're attacking one kid and going to make their life miserable, just stop. Stop it. Step in and say, leave her alone. FBC, if we're going to do this service evangelism, can't be here all the time. I'm going to tell you this. Just by the little bit I've visited with this man right here. If you all were not in this place, but you were out across the street in that neighborhood, he'd be on his knees thanking the holy God. Because what that means is new people come in this place, you'd have to get another building program. I know you love building programs, and you'd have to do another one. I want to share something with you. I know the hour's late. I want to share one more story with you. I've got a lot more, but if I get asked back, we'll share that. We started about 6 months ago, and it's been cooking for a full year. Skate church. Wow. Zach and I did skate church in Jinx, and it never really got over like 20 people. Our first day that we did skate church, we had 60 7th through 12th grade skateboarders. Now, I'm going to be very vulnerable with you. I'm going to share my heart right now. I didn't want to do it. I went and hired a guy. His name's Sean. Right now, he's at Dallas in the Passion Conference, and he's texted me like 400 times because he's like the son I never wanted. And I hired him. He started out as my junior high minister, and then God laid on his heart a year ago at last year's Passion to start a skate ministry in Owasso. I said, that's fine. You can do it. I'm too old. I don't want to do it. I did it. I was so negative. I was like, go ahead, fine. So he went to the pastor. Pastor and I grew up together. Pastor's like, man, that's great. And I went to pastor, and I said, I ain't doing it. He goes, oh, I wouldn't expect you to do it. We got Sean to do that. I said, that's right, I'm not doing it. You get Sean some helpers, and I'm not coming. Lo and behold, the first Thursday, Sean's like, can you please come help me? I'm like, yeah, show up, I help. I didn't go for the next 2 weeks. And it went from like 70, 80. Our most we've ever had is 120 skate kids. And I don't know if y'all know skate kids. Let me give you a basic of a skate kid. Mom and dad are either on some kind of drug, some kind of alcohol. Mom and dad beat them. Mom and dad ain't there. Mom and dad are in prison. I can just, seriously, I think I was telling you this, DHS is on our speed dial at church. Owasso Police Department have a hotline. On Thursday nights, they drive by our church often. That's how bad it is. I took a junior high conference to a couple of boys, and God really got a hold of their heart. Like you guys, God got a hold of their heart, and they got busted for pot last week. 7th graders in school. I was like, look, don't do it in school. Do it out behind the Presbyterian church, not in school. What is wrong with you? So this is what we deal with. A lot of sexual abuse. A lot of, these are boys. I'm just going to say it. A lot of rapes. And it's dad. Come on, man. Now y'all know why I didn't want to do it? We take this trip, and Sean's like, you need to go on this trip. In fact, he was like this, you need to go on this trip. They're going to kill me. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to go, but I ain't staying with them. Don't put them in my hotel. So I took all the church kids into all the boys. Whew, that was close. All the church boys into my room, and we hung out, and we sang Kumbaya and had a prayer time. They were over there. It was like a $100 bill of damages when we got back. But something happened. A kid named Ryan. The first time I met Ryan, he had the stocking cap. Guys, you know what I'm talking about? The stocking cap pulled down to like here, and the hair that goes like this, all the way across and points north or whatever. And this is how he'd look at you. And I didn't know he had eyes. I'm serious. I thought somehow they were just gone. He's like Jordy with the glasses, but it was a stocking cap. I didn't know. Seriously. And this is the first time I laid eyes on him. I'm walking out, and there's Ryan, and he's standing like this. And there's a girl right there, and he goes, bam, hits her right in the face. Now, I know this girl, and I was kind of okay with it, but still, we don't do that. We don't. No. I told Aiden, no, we don't hit girls. So, I'm over there, and I'm grabbing this kid. You got to realize, too, I can be a tad on the edgy side when need be. And I pulled his jacket up, and I said, you want to go home right now? He goes, no. Are you apologizing? And apologizing, and we banned him for a couple of weeks, and he came back. When he walked in from being on his 2-week sabbatical, I just went, oh, can't stand him. Can't stand him. We go on this trip, and I'm all excited because I'm looking at the list. Guess who's on the list? Oh,